you can take me
You
then.
can eat here if you don't put anything, so you cannot put anything, so...
I cannot put anything. Oh yeah, because she'll take me. Let's see. Okay. Oh, you can go backwards.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, you got me. Let's see. Oh man, you're getting me over here. Let's see. Wait. I gotta think about this. I gotta rescue myself here.
Yes.
Oh no, you're gonna take me if I do that. Oh, you. Can you do double?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay.
It's actually triple.
Yeah. Triple, you can go backwards.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm not doing very well. What am I doing here? Well, how am I going to get out of this?
You can actually stalemate.
Oh, that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Oh wow, she gave me a break.
Yes. Okay. Go, Andrea. Hi. Oh, so you did not eat because no coaching.
She already gave me one. She can't give me any more. I can't get an advantage here. If I don't do anything here, you're going to do something over here. Oh, double over there. Double. Hey, how are you? What do they call this? Dama.
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 Dama in Spanish is lady.
Lady. Yeah.
Go to town.
Yeah, this is cool. Fil-Com. What is this?
Yeah, we got some
Dancing?
dancers.
Oh, tinkling. Yeah, I see it.
That one's like an aerial view of Waipahu from 1940s.
Over there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Cool. Which one's the mill, right? In the...
It's so that little circle is like the smokestack that used to be like down that way.
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna try find out. Hi, Kimalo.
The smokestack was not there?
Yeah, this one is the that smokestack is like rebuilt.
Oh, I see.
The original one was a little bit down the road, but it's so this is like around this area.
Yeah. That's really cool. I love that. Hey, how's that?
So General Arman.
Oh yeah, good to see you.
You have a it looks like we should exchange.
That's all right.
Our barong.
I got a relaxed one. Yeah. I had this in my closet. So. Thank you for coming.
Are you filming something?
Oh no, well I'm just Nestor is just filming me doing my job. So yeah, so we're just admiring it. This is beautiful right in here.
Bring me your energy, I appreciate it. This mural is really cool and exciting for the Filipino community, the Filipino American community, and Filipinos in Hawaii. This mural is inspired by my grandma. She was a seamstress for most of my life. When she came here from the Philippines, that was her thing, to take care of my mom and all of her sisters. I'm a third generation Filipino. My parents are both born here, but I wanted to really embrace the aspects of our culture and heritage in this mural. One, the colors scream Filipino, our energy, our authenticity, but all of the symbols that come together are tied together with some tapestry symbols that we have here, most that are related to us being in Hawaii. But taking along this journey is just, there's a lot to say and there's a lot to feel. There's elements here that depict the members of Sakada that brought most of us here. One moment that I want to share is that wall over there with the Sakada. My mom and her sisters actually came out and helped me paint.
No, I need a ladder.
That's all. We're charity.
That looks good. Yeah.
We need to hang some so it could be seen.
Yeah, I want it.
Palarong Pinoy 2025! Yay!
And you know what, Chair? I have to tell you guys, this is that. Can you take my purse? I bought it. No, I bought it. Was it 2 years ago? Fiesta? Oh. Did you take my purse? We bought when he was with us, Fiesta. Show the purse. Fine. Oh my God. Yes. Thank you. I have to be like Steve, too. Congressman.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Do you want me to take you to your family? Yes. Congressman, may we have a picture? Please?
Sure, of course.
Thank you, sis. You're very welcome. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Oh, thank you. Somebody go.
In the sugarcane plantations, bringing with them a vibrant heritage. We strive to keep that heritage alive and thriving for future generations, ensuring our unique story and contributions continue to be celebrated on these beautiful islands. I would also like to add that my parents, who have now passed on, were one of the founding members of the Puerto Rican Heritage Society, and they would be absolutely proud to see what is happening here today. And it's also, today would be my daddy's birthday, so what a great way to celebrate his life. Woo, yes.
Happy heavenly birthday.
So thank you.
We also are honored to have elected officials with here today. Today we have the honor and privilege of having Senator Ed Case here with us, or Congressman Ed Case. correction, Congressman Ed Case, and he's going to say a few words for us, and then after that, we're going to read a special message from the governor of Hawaii to celebrate this day.
Aloha.
Round of applause for Congressman Ed Case. Thank you for being here.
Can I
sir.
take this one outside? Morning. Aloha. Hola. Buenas. It's so great to be here with you today on this beautiful, beautiful Hawaiian day to spend time with our incredible Puerto Rican community here. And I'm very honored to represent one of the largest, one of the oldest, and one of the most vibrant of all of our Puerto Rican communities across our great country. It was actually 125 years ago this year that the first boat from Puerto Rico came, bringing the first of our borique to our Hawaii. Just 52 men who arrived here in December of this year marks 125 years, and they were the first of a number of boats that came fleeing their homeland because they could find no work because of the hurricanes that had ravaged Puerto Rico. And they came here to work in the plantations like many, many other people, 5,800 or so in those first few years. And those are the seeds, those are the origins of a community throughout Hawaii that has now grown into almost 50,000, one of the largest communities in our whole country with its rich, rich history. You have been such a part of the history of our state here because you have joined along with the other 5 ethnic groups who came to the plantations looking for a better life and then went on from the plantations to other parts of our Hawaii, all through our Hawaii. This community, like others, had to fight discrimination along the way. One of the great fights for the Puerto Rican community was in 1917 when your leaders fought for your own citizenship in the United States. And you have been a vibrant part of our community ever since, producing great leaders in all areas of our society, from politics to government to business, some race car drivers along the way, as we all know. And it's just been such an incredible contribution to our Hawaii here, which I'm very, very proud to represent. You know, as we celebrate heritages such as Puerto Rico today, we celebrate really the best of our Hawaii, because here in Hawaii, we have taken great diversity, taken great ethnic diversity, and brought it together in a way that is still the admiration of the world. And that doesn't mean that we give up our heritage. Each and all of us here in Hawaii have our heritage. We have the heritage of Puerto Rico, we have the heritage of Japan, we have the heritage of the Philippines, we have the heritage of the mainland. My own heritage is English and French. I celebrate that heritage. And yet we bring it together in a way that not only works for us, but preserves our culture, preserves our traditions. And of course, the Puerto Rican community has so preserved your culture, your tradition. I'm looking forward to eating some great food here today. You've brought so much of the music of Hawaii, so much of the language of Hawaii that we don't even recognize today as Puerto Rican anymore is part of our culture here. And as we celebrate culture, as we remember the people that brought us here and whose shoulders we stand on in the generations before us, we celebrate our country's history, our state's history, our diversity. And as one of my colleagues in Congress always says, our diversity is our strength. And so today is a great day to eat great food, talk story. I'm looking forward to hearing your stories. I'm looking forward to seeing what's on your mind, but I'm also looking forward to celebrating with you one of the best places in our whole world that this community has made so strong. So mahalo, mucho gracias. I look forward to talking story with each and all of you. Aloha.
Thank you, Congressman. And as a token of our appreciation, we'd like to give you our very own Puerto Rican Heritage Festival Day. Thank you.
You Puerto Rican? Puerto Rican?
My husband was Puerto Rican,
Oh.
and he passed. But we wanted to start a business,
Oh.
so I started it anyway. So
Oh, you get the rice, man.
authentic
Yeah.
rice.
What is that? What is that called?
Patele stew.
Oh yeah, pateli stew.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my bacalao salad. I make my own.
Oh, bacalao salad.
with all local grown.
I didn't know they did
vegetables.
bacalao in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
That's more Portuguese.
No, I think that's more here as well.
Oh yeah, because they're all mixed up.
Yeah, and then pateles, of course.
Oh. Woohoo! Yeah, that smells good. And you made all this?
I make all of this.
So you learn from where? From
My
your
husband
Oh yeah.
insisted I learn how to make it.
Uh-huh. What is your ethnicity?
I'm Hawaiian Chinese.
Hawaiian Chinese. Okay, so we got Hawaiian Chinese, knows the Puerto Rican cuisine.
Yes. Well, at least the basic stuff. Like pateles and that's it.
All right.
Oh, and I make a patele pot pie as well.
The patele pot pie.
Yes, sir. I make them spicy or mild.
I never heard about this one before.
Since 2018, I started making this. I came up with it.
So you kind of just made it up? You made it up by yourself?
Yeah. I said, what can set me apart from other vendors?
Okay. Okay,
that's what I did.
I'm coming back here. Okay. Thank you. Okay, aloha. I'm again here at the Puerto Rican Heritage Festival. I got a special guest here. Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Dan Nelson. I do genealogy, Portuguese, Puerto Rican, and Spanish.
Right.
I have a database of 308,000 Portuguese immigrants and their descendants, 28,000 Puerto Ricans, and about 5,000 Spanish.
That's pretty interesting. Now, I don't think you are Portuguese, Puerto Rican, or Spanish, if I'm not mistaken. I recall your heritage. You got a little bit there, and you're a teacher by
half percent Portuguese, Spanish.
You're a teacher by profession, right?
Science, yes.
Right. Where do you live? IA or something like that? Yeah,
yes.
IA. Okay, I was trying to remember your history.
Yeah.
We know each other because we have a common interest, particularly in Portuguese ancestry, because part of my family is Portuguese, and we've used Dan here, who works for the Portuguese Historical Society, right? Genealogical Society, to trace my children's Portuguese ancestry back to the Azores and Madeira. And I actually went to visit the Azores, and I found where they came from, the exact
good.
church where they came from. Anyway, so Dan knows more about Portuguese, Spanish, and Puerto Rican heritage and ancestry and genealogy than I think anybody else here in Hawaii. So tell me a little bit about the Puerto Ricans in Hawaii, and what are the challenges, and can people trace their ancestry back pretty easy?
It's kind of hard because Puerto Ricans were not considered aliens. So there was the first group came December 23rd, 1900.
Right.
And they went to the Pioneer Mill on Maui.
Right. So what you're saying is they didn't come through immigration.
Right.
Right. So that's one of the best ways that you can get back to the old country is you find when somebody is registered in the immigration, when they arrive. Sometimes you get the hometown.
Yeah. Yeah, but since they were not aliens, there's no ship manifest for the first 5,200. Okay, the only one that there is a manifest is the SS Buckeye State came 2 voyages in 1921.
So that's 20 years after the first 5,000 plus.
And so all of the names are here, where they were born, their ages.
Yeah.
So this.
So what do you do then? Do you go to the plantations?
It tells you there are records from the Hawaii Sugar Plantation Association, and it says what plantation they were assigned to.
Right, but not necessarily like where they came from in Puerto Rico, like hometown, that kind of stuff.
This one, yes, it will tell you that.
I'm talking about the people before the passenger
that, no.
Yeah, so people have to kind of rely on their history.
And there was a book that was done and people would put the information in about their ancestors. And some of those would say, where they came from.
Oh, yeah.
In Puerto Rico.
Cool. Yeah, I've been talking to many of the people here already with Puerto Rican heritage and asking them, you know, when their family came here and from what hometown, and it's not well known.
Right,
It's just like
yes.
this is 5 generations on at this
Yeah.
point. And I guess the other thing that I was thinking was, you know, Puerto Rico was very heavily Catholic,
Yes.
and when you're in Portugal and Spain, if you can find where their church was,
Right.
then you can just whip right into like generations back because the church is really good. Is that true in Puerto Rico?
Yes. As long as you can read Spanish.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So you just have to kind of know where you came from, and you might
Right,
get lucky
yeah.
then.
You got to know the parish.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
It's such a great, and I think you said you had 28,000 records. I mean, we've got
28,000
and I think
in
our
Puerto
last
Rican.
census was like 45,000 total
Yes.
Puerto Ricans. So you got
Yes.
half of them, or at least the
Well,
record.
Puerto Ricans tended to marry out more
Yeah.
than any other group.
Sure.
Okay, if you were a lighter skinned Puerto Rican, you would marry Portuguese, Spanish, Chinese. If you were a darker skinned Puerto Rican, you tended to marry Hawaiian or Filipino.
Okay, so it just kind of, what I guess what you're saying is that the numbers are hard to quantify in terms of how many Puerto Ricans there are here and who actually has
Right, who-
Puerto Rican heritage and who
right.
doesn't.
Yeah,
Like some people, maybe they don't know they have it.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, Dan. Well, thank you so much for all
Thank
your
you.
great work. Always enjoyed working with you and my mother before
Yes.
me. So we will catch up.
Okay.
Mahalo.
And good luck this next election.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
I always vote for you.
Again, here at the Puerto Rican Heritage Festival, got a special guest here. Tell us who you are. Where are you from?
My name is Mark Cardona. I moved here in October from New Jersey.
And I gather you're Puerto Rican.
I am 100% Puerto Rican.
And how does your family trace its ancestry back to Puerto Rico? I mean, is it like fairly recent or generations or what?
So my mother, my father was born in Puerto Rico. My mother was born in New York. Both parents' sides are from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So that's where I.
So you're like second gen Puerto Rican.
Right.
Have you been back to Puerto Rico a lot?
Several times.
Yeah, okay.
Several times.
So you moved out to Hawaii. What brought you here?
So I got married 11 years ago and honeymooned in Maui. Fell in love with just Hawaii in general. But Maui is what the mainlanders consider Florida. More retirement vibes, slower. So we decided to try out Honolulu, and Honolulu had all we wanted: the beach, the city, that whole vibe. And for the past 10 years, we've been playing around with the idea of like, that's where we're gonna go. And I decided there's no perfect time, right? So I just made the jump. I work fully remote. My husband doesn't. So we just made it work. We got here in October, and now we're here. And we live in town. We love it. It was not so much of a culture shock, but it just felt very homey.
Yeah. So I mean, so you're Puerto Rican heritage, 100% Puerto Rican. You've lived on the continent all of your life. You parachute into this brand new place that's different to live in than it is to visit.
Yes.
And you were telling me earlier that you wanted to reconnect with your heritage here, and so you went out to find a little bit more about the Puerto Rican heritage. And I'm interested in your observations. What was the same? What was different?
So it started like on a Facebook search, and I found this organization, and immediately I saw that they had an event coming up, and I went to the event, and I didn't realize how many Puerto Ricans were actually on the island. The shock was the division of the genealogy of Puerto Ricans on the island. So I felt like I was closer in the genealogy, and then the mix of Hawaiian culture and Polynesian culture in Puerto Rican culture, I've never experienced that. So that was so different to me, knowing that there was such a melting pot, but there was still that root of that Puerto Rican was so attractive to me. So I signed up to be a member of the organization just to continue its legacy. So I'm doing registration at this event. This is my first event with them. Very glad to be with them, but as far as just seeing the differences, there's so much similarity, and when you are in a space with people who share that same Puerto Rican heritage, it doesn't matter how far they're like removed from it, there's still like this aura of like we kind of get each other.
So you're saying you could walk down the street in downtown Honolulu, and you could be looking at a whole bunch of people, and there'd be somebody giving off the Puerto Rican vibe?
I might be able to see somebody. It would be an assumption, but I've learned not to assume.
Yeah, no,
learned not to assume.
You can assume a lot of things in Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think it must be fascinating because Puerto Ricans have been here for 125 years. And
I had no idea until becoming a member of this organization.
And in some ways, what happened was there was a lot of migration from Puerto Rico for about 25 years, and then it stopped. So it was as if you kind of had this lost tribe almost, right, on the other side of the world from Puerto Rico that nobody really knew was here and thriving and intermarrying and developing a part of culture, carrying down its own traditions versus many, in my observation, at least on the continent, 6 million, of course, across our country who are a little bit more connected to Puerto Rico itself, right? And so neighborhoods that are just pure Puerto Rican and the communities where it's just that's all the culture is versus here where, you got it shows its way in strange ways.
Yeah, I'm very glad that this organization exists. I just personally, I spoke about this organization to my family in Puerto Rico and let them know that there is a deep culture and a history of Puerto Rico here, and it was fascinating to them because they don't even teach that history of what happened to those Puerto Ricans that were transported here and that whole labor transfer. So it was so interesting. I'm personally interested in doing a little deeper dive and learning more about it. And
have you met Dan right over here next to you? Okay, good.
And we're going to work on seeing if I can trace any of my own genealogy to somebody that was transported here in that whole trade. But we'll see. It'll be fascinating.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and welcome to Hawaii. We're glad to have you.
Happy to be here.
Thanks a lot.
No worries.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Pose for me. That's the one.
Do you need any particular pictures? You got a good variety?
Yeah.
At the time, that my uncle, very dear to me, was a nuclear engineer. He was on subs for a long time. And so put it into perspective for me, as I saw all the time, about how we believe that we want people to elevate, to have better lives, better earnings, support our state.
Severely damaged in the attack on December 7, 1941, and completely restore them to service. When I come to the shipyard, I'm reminded.
And despite our diverse backgrounds, we shared a singular mission: to serve with integrity and build a better future for our families and our nation. Our bond formed quickly. Whether we are packed into tight workspaces or tackling challenging installs or rip-outs, we leaned on each other. We celebrated births, mourned losses, and faced academic and personal struggles together. Through it all, we built study groups, shared our burdens, and lifted each other up. Perhaps we studied a little less than we should have, and laughed a little bit more than expected, In hindsight, it probably wasn't a good idea to have study groups at 604, 850, Blue Tropics. But those moments made us stronger. We didn't just become skilled tradespeople, we became a family. It's no secret that we were the first apprentice class not required to take an entrance test. Some may have viewed this as a disadvantage, but we turned it into motivation. Every day, we pushed ourselves to be the best version of who we could be. We built our foundation on hard work, discipline, and accountability. With every turn of a wrench, we strengthened the Navy's readiness and honored the mission of protecting our country's freedom and values. There's a profound There's a profound sense of purpose that comes with knowing the work we do contributes to national security. It reminds us that we are part of something far greater than ourselves, a legacy. A legacy that predates us, even our classmate Alan. And we will endure it long after we're gone.
And our two speakers. The following are Shop 11 shipfitters. Vance Nobriga. Isaiah Visoria. Angie Yoshizu. Jessica Sarabi. Devin Arakaki. Landon Narimatsu. Jeremy Dinong. Ryan Domingo. Icona Abby. Andy Dow. Lokai Indoselena.
Hello, right? Yeah, so who are you and how do we know each other?
Well, my name is Consaban Pomoval. I'm a project superintendent there at the shipyard. We met, I would say 22 years ago. I was a third-year apprentice there. And look, 22 years later, we meet again, full circle.
And where is this, where's the, we got to show the picture, man.
Yeah.
We both look so good still.
Still look good, right? All right.
September, August, almost 22 years ago.
Yeah,
first time I ever went to the shipyard. I was a U.S. Congressman then and came down to the shipyard to check it out. You know, I'm reflecting in those days that I don't think I knew a whole bunch about the shipyard, you know. I mean, and that's a little bit of the, I wish more people in Hawaii would know about the shipyard, what the shipyard does, and they would have been able to come here today to see this incredible ceremony of apprenticeships that go back 101 years.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And so for me to go to the shipyard that first time was a real education. It was very inspiring. And of course, I go there pretty regularly now, but it's great to meet you again after all those years. So what's your journey been like?
It's been tough. I came from a Shop 31 machinist, and then I went over to the operations side in 2014 as an assistant project sup. And 10 years later, I'm now a project superintendent running projects. Of course, with all these fine mechanics that just graduated, they're key components for the success for the shipyard, keeping us fit to fight. So amazing things.
Yeah. You guys are so awesome. I love being here, and it's great to see you again.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Take care now.
All right. Good luck to you. Thanks. Hats and everything, huh?
Yeah. Do you want one?
Yeah. Look. I don't know. Do you have any? Red Hill Registry, right there. Very official. redhillregistry.org. Okay.
These are our new community engagement specialists.
A lot of our time was spent just trying to get this event going, reaching out to the community to come.
But who do you work for in your other life? Are you with like?
Oh, these folks are our staff.
Okay, you're the staff. Oh, okay, you're staffing the volunteers. Okay,
This
cool.
is our staff, and then to the volunteers.
Yeah, it's another one, Nestor. Yeah.
Yeah, volunteers
Right
have the
on.
blue.
I see. So you're full-on staff dedicated to the Red Hill Registry.
Yes.
Right on. How long have you worked for them?
We just started. We started in May. In June.
Huh.
So when people call the registry, that's where they're going to get one of them.
Oh, I see. Oh, thank you so much. That's really kind of you.
We got a picture of you with our team.
Hey, aloha. I'm at Moanalua High School for the kickoff of the Red Hill Registry, and I've got a special guest here. So tell us who you are and how you're connected to this.
Sure. I'm Amy Grace. I direct the Office of Strategic Health Initiatives for the UH system. I also have the honor of being the principal investigator for the Red Hill Registry.
Okay, so you work for the University of Hawaii.
I do work for the University of Hawaii. Yes, I do.
And I think we also should note that you have also worked in the United States Congress.
I have. I had the honor of working for Senator Schatz for several years as his health policy advisor. Yes.
So you know both sides of the pond, I guess.
I do. Yes, I was leading a lot of federal relations for UH as well, but now I have many other hats, so we're sharing those roles. Yes.
So can you just give us a little bit of a background on the Red Hill Registry? What exactly is going on here today, and what should people know?
Yeah. Thank you so much. So as you know, we had the Red Hill fuel crisis, and there were so many people impacted. We believe up to 96,000 people, and so many people reported so many different health impacts.
So 96,000 impacted or potentially impacted,
yes.
So exposed to the water.
Right, exactly. And so we just don't know the long-term effects of drinking jet fuel. We have some studies of occupational exposures, primarily among men who, let's say, got jet fuel on their skin. But people who ingested jet fuel, we just, it's a tragic situation. We don't know the long-term health effects. And so the Red Hill Registry exists thanks to those in Congress who helped appropriate the funds to help to connect impacted residents to services and resources, and also track their health outcomes over time so we can see what those impacts are, hopefully for decades to come.
And so the University of Hawaii is assigned by the federal government to conduct this, right? So the feds are paying the University of Hawaii to conduct and supervise and track folks that might have been exposed.
Yes. This is a $27.2 million 5-year cooperative agreement through the National Center for Disaster Medicine and Public Health, which is circuitously through the Department of Defense. But I will stress that this was importantly developed independently from the Department of Defense, and it was always envisioned as an independent third-party health registry.
Correct, but it is true that the Department of Defense is funding it with a little bit of encouragement from the congressional delegation.
That's exactly right, which we think is appropriate given that this was, caused by the Department of Defense.
Absolutely. How are you tracking people that may have moved from Hawaii?
Yeah, that's a great point. So we've been working with the DoD. They have access to an email listserv of those that were impacted while they were in service. So we still have contact with them even after they've moved away. And then we're developing our social media presence, and we're starting to get to know which pockets more people have gone to, whether that's Germany or certain parts of the southeast in the United States. So we're going to try to get our social media presence as broad as we can so that people will join even after. But we recognize that will be a challenge if they're not here. But we're going to do our best.
Right. So the 98,000 people that you referred to, how many of them are military families versus civilian, or do you have a sense of that? Because we obviously had civilian communities that were heavily impacted, not just military communities.
Yes, no, we did, definitely. I don't know the breakdown exactly of that, but yeah, we certainly intend for the registry to be both military and civilian.
And do you have full access to the transfer records or reassignment records of the folks in the military that were here now, so we can actually, so we're really just doing this based on some understandings of where people that were assigned here tend to go after they're assigned here?
Well, what we have is a data sharing agreement for mostly the email addresses so that we can contact people. It's definitely a voluntary opt-in registry. Right. And so people we can contact them and offer them to enroll, but they're going to have to enroll. But no, we don't have access beyond that in terms of transfer.
So, I
records
mean,
or
one of the most important things we can do right now is to just get the word out so that it gets to people where they are, that this registry exists.
So you'll see our bumper stickers and other ways we're trying to spread the word, such as through events like this today.
Okay, well, thanks so much. It's a great kickoff
We so
today.
appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was New Direct, I think.
More recently, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
So we're going to be shooting a video news release, and then we're going to send it out to the TV stations this afternoon. So just kind of wanted to hear your thoughts about the registry.
So you're sending it.
We anticipate that there's going to be people who are here and saying, I was here when this bill happened in 2014. You know what I mean? And so they'll be able to go into our expanded enrollment section where they pre-enroll and then tell us like how and when they use the water.
Okay.
Did you ingest it? Did you shower in it? You know, like that type of basic question. And then when is just like, were you in this exposure period, different exposure period? Like what window do you fall within? And then that will allow down the road when epidemiological studies take place, people can ask for a cohort from just this exposure window in 2021 versus if they ask for a cohort of 2014 or 2007 or you know, then we would at least have that data to connect to people who are willing to participate in surveys then.
helping people get resources. I saw you talked to Unite Us. They are going to be our vendors.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of them.
Really cool model.
I don't think I've ever worked with them before.
Yeah, I saw them at the State of Reform conference, and actually they were recommended. Queens is going to go with them also, connect people with services. So they have a whole public directory, but then they have also an internal directory where you refer people to what's called like a...
I am so happy to be here. We've got a great lineup of speakers, and I'll get that folder in just a second. But first and foremost, I want you to look around the room today and look at the community that we have here. I would love for you all just to take 1 minute and thank and applaud our community for helping us build the Red Hill Registry.
Morning and aloha to all. First of all, I apologize in advance. I'm going to leave right after this speech because I have to be back in town at 11:30. But I definitely wanted, by the way, to go talk about Social Security and Medicare. So that's a subject of, I know we're all worried about that as well. No offense, but I'm gonna bag right away. And thank you so much for inviting me here today. Thank you to our great fellow panelists. It's great to have Amy in charge of this. Ernie, Dr. Shannon, you all have been such rocks really in the recovery from Red Hill, and all of you have a major role to play now in the next chapters of Red Hill. Of course, in November of 2021 and preceding it in May of 2021, and even if you want to go back to 2014, we saw fuel leaks at Red Hill. We should have paid attention to 2014 and May 2021 far more than we did. We know that today. But in November, things really hit the fan, and many people were severely and significantly impacted across our state. In 2022, your congressional delegation, myself included, introduced legislation to force the closure of Red Hill. And to the Department of Defense's credit, they paid heed to that, and they didn't wait for the legislation to be passed. They knew the writing was on the wall, and they did, in fact, initiate the Red Hill closure, which is coming along pretty well right now. We obviously have more chapters here, but in terms of the actual removal of the fuel and the sludge and the cleaning of the tanks, we're not too far away from the end of that. We have major issues still, major unknowns in terms of the actual aquifer. Ernie can talk in spades about that, as others. And so we definitely need to keep the pressure up in Congress to complete the job all the way through. To date, we've spent somewhere around $2 billion on the cleanup, the closure of Red Hill, and the remediation, and that's not going to be the end of the road. But as we got into 2022, it was very obvious, especially from the community itself, to our congressional delegation, that we needed to do one other step, and that was to track the long-term health consequences of Red Hill, to track the impacts, potential impacts over a long period of time, where people would have gotten sick at the time, but perhaps they recovered, but who knows? Maybe they would get sick again in 3, 4, 7 years. That would be attributable, but the memory of their exposure might be lost to their medical records. We also needed to have a good, solid group of folks that had been exposed to facilitate science on exposure to fuel such as it happened at Red Hill. And we didn't have the mechanism to track people. And so it became very obvious that we needed a registry, a long-term registry, where we asked people that were exposed, and we think there's some 98,000 out there that have been exposed, that they would come in and voluntarily register so that we could assist them over time with their issues and study the science of it. Something very similar was done with the Flint, Michigan field water contamination, where they actually have maintained a registry all these years. And so in early 2023, Senator Schatz and I, with the co-sponsorship of Senator Hirono and Rep. Tokuda, who've been solid partners all the way through, introduced the legislation to create this registry, which resulted in the creation of this registry. We've also, it was with your participation, with your urging. This isn't something we thought up for ourselves. This was the community saying, we need this, we want this, and we have to have this. We introduced it. Again, the Department of Defense set up an independent, always important to emphasize, it's not a Department of Defense effort. This is an independent effort which the Department of Defense is supporting and should support, by the way. We've also succeeded in funding it, as Amy already talked about, to the tune of $27 million over 5 years, coming out of the Department of Defense budget, which is where it should come out of. And so here we are kicking it off. It's great news. It is so great to see all of you here at the registry. It's great to see our partners around the courtyard out here so committed to all aspects of assisting us all with the long-term effects of Red Hill. But this is going to be an all-of-community effort over time. For all of us here today, it's a matter of getting the word out as much as we can, that the registry exists, that we need your participation, that this is going to be good for all of us. I think one of the challenges that we clearly have is for the folks that were exposed that are no longer here in Hawaii, including many of our military families. And so that, for me, is unfinished business. How can we facilitate the communication of this registry to people beyond Hawaii that may well have consequences that they don't recognize in 5 to 10 years. And so this is all part of a larger effort that arises from a true tragedy that never should have happened. The lessons of Red Hill are still being studied, are still being understood. The consequences of the accountability is still being fixed as it should be. But the bottom line is that we need to take care of everybody that was impacted by Red Hill whenever they are impacted, and we have to do everything we can to remediate our aquifers fully, and we need to make sure that Red Hill never happens again. Happy to be a partner with all of you here today on this, and I'm really, really grateful to see you all and to have your fellow kokua as we go through this. So with that, great luck. We'll be right here with you the whole way, and now I gotta go.
Comments in the audience. I'll facilitate that process because I'd like to have us stay focused on Social Security, because some of you might have some other interesting questions. Of those 65 and older rely on Social Security for 90%.
Wow, good morning, aloha to everybody. I'm going to start by summing up what I'm about to tell you in hopefully about 12 or 15 words. We're going to preserve Social Security for you and for your children and for your grandchildren. Number one. But number two, I'm going over 15 words right now. There's three parts, 15 words each. We're going to preserve it. We have to be, though, very honest with ourselves and with each other and with our elected representatives about what the situation is with Social Security today. That's the second part. And number three, we do have to make some hard decisions over time to assure that Social Security will be here for us, for our children, and for our grandchildren. And we do so, of course, by creating the Social Security Trust Fund, which is all of our earnings, FICA, coming out of our paychecks, together with our employers, because we require employers to contribute into. So it's kind of spread across all of society, right? And that's how we have done this. for decades and decades and decades. These programs have been the most necessary and successful programs in the history of our country. And you and I are both earning some of the benefits of that because I'm maxed out and I'm taking my Social Security like all of you. So I'm in the same boat as all of you right now. 68, 70 million people across our country are supported by Social Security right now. Tremendous, tremendous contributions to those in the most need. Tremendous ability to take care, particularly impactful for women. I've already said that, but the degree to which Social Security has been a godsend for keeping so many out of poverty, including elderly women, you really cannot quantify the contributions of Social Security. We have major dependence upon Social Security that contributes somewhere in the range of $6.2 billion to our economy. So if you want to put it in economic terms, $6 billion is coming into our state from our federal government every year, and that helps us all to maintain a strong economy. And all of this is good. But I'm going to get to the second part of the presentation right now. The second part is what we have to worry about with Social Security right now. And keep in mind, again, that the way Social Security works is we all pay into a trust fund, which is supposed to keep that money segregated and calculate how much is needed then to pay out as time goes on. So it's kind of like you're predicting things. You're predicting how long people will live, how many people will retire, when will they retire, what does the trust fund look like. So it's really no different than an investment account, and you have to kind of guess at what goes in and what goes out, just like your retirement accounts, your IRAs, et cetera. And that's how Social Security works. It's our money going in to trust, pooled, so that it comes back out. But you've got to project so that you don't have the trust fund get depleted. If the trust fund gets depleted, so there's not enough money in the trust fund to be able to pay the benefits when people are earning those benefits, where's that money going to come from? It has to come from two places, and only two places, by the way. The first place is it has to come from your federal government in non-Social Security expenses. So the normal funds that we spend for things like the Defense Department or for the Homeland Security Department or all the other departments. And if it doesn't come from that, and if it doesn't come from increases in taxes somewhere else, then benefits are reduced. To summarize so far, these are critical programs. But the reality that many, many of my colleagues don't talk honestly about with people is that if we don't make certain decisions, we have until 2033, so we're talking 8 years from now, before benefits are reduced. Okay, so that's the honest situation, and I ain't gonna tell you what is not true. That's the reality. Now, here's the good news. We can do things about this. And there are a number of proposals out there that actually can fix this. And I'll tell you a couple of them. And they all have tough trade-offs, because there ain't no easy answer here. There's no free lunch. We cannot take all of that shortfall in 2033 out of our general fund, because the amount would be so large that it would start to cripple the rest of our federal programs. So that's not a good answer, to just pay it. We have to find some combination of how to rebalance the trust fund over time so that your benefits will stay at 100% plus cost of living, plus a reasonable cost of living, by the way, and we can provide for our children and our grandchildren. And we can do that, but here's how. One bill that I am on in Congress is called the Social Security Reform Act, I think it is, of 2100. And what the Social Security Reform Act, led by my colleague Mr. Larson of Connecticut, basically says, in so many words, is we're going to leave the retirement ages alone. We're going to leave the the amounts alone actually will increase the benefits for next generations. But we're going to pay for that by increasing the payroll tax. So the amount that companies and employees pay when they are working. So our working people will pay more to maintain our benefits now and out into the future. It sounds pretty reasonable, and to be honest, that has to be part of the solution. But one of the problems with this legislation, which again I support, is that we would have to significantly increase the payroll tax to do that, to pay the benefits at the same levels over time. So the question is, how will that affect our businesses and our current employment and our tax revenues if we increase that much? So that's why I'm saying this is a solution, but probably not the solution. There are other measures out there, and actually the Social Security trustees themselves and organizations such as the the Government Accountability Office, which is Congress's arm of overseeing our federal government, say this, and these are where some of these tough decisions are, that if you do a couple of things, you can rebalance Social Security for a century. So we're not going to have to worry about this again. So those things are as follows. Some increase in the payroll tax, so people are paying in more that are working today, and our companies are paying in more that are working today. Also increasing the ceiling for your maximum earnings that are subject to Social Security. If I make $400,000 a year, I only pay Social Security taxes on $176,000 a year. So we've maxed out $176,000 a year, and I still pay for that. By the way, I don't make $176,000 a year. I actually make $174,000 a year as your member of Congress. I think that was probably one of the ideas, is not to go past the cap. And by the way, just so everybody's clear, because this floats around a lot, I am all in on Social Security just like you are. I don't get cut any kind of breaks for being in Congress. I pay into Social Security just like anybody else on my salary, and my benefits are the same as everybody else. So let's get rid of that right off the top. But back to the point, if we increase that cap, then that generates more income now into Social Security. Now here's the toughest one of all, which is the retirement age, which is a very tough one. Of course, we have the retirement age where it is today. Can we further increase the retirement age? Not by much, maybe half a year to a year. For people that are in their 20s or 30s or 40s today and have plenty of time to adjust their own finances so that they don't retire at the same time as you have retired, or even people that are 50 or 60 years old. And I think the answer to that, if you're really going to solve this problem, has to be an honest yes.